Hello and welcome. Now finally we are gonna take our first look on the views, okay, and how we import them to our application, which is essentially the components, okay, that our application will hold, okay. Now as you can see guys, when I said views, now you should look here inside your palette, okay, and you need first of all to know what you want to add to your project, okay. For example, of course you will add buttons, you will add images, your text, you will add a lot of stuff from the palette, okay. So first of all you need to search for the something that you want to add. For example, if you want to add an image, just type image view and you will have it. Here we have the image view. Now how we can add it? So if you remember guys, I said here this component tree that's hold all the views that we are using inside our application, okay. And here by default Android Studio add this text to us, so I'm gonna just delete it by selecting it and click on the delete key. So, and here you may be wondering what this does constraint layout. Now ignore it for now. I'm gonna explain all this. This is actually a really big topic that you understand it very well, but I'm gonna leave it for later lessons, okay. So going back here, I'm gonna type an image view here. I'm gonna selecting, I can drag it either here or I can drag it here inside my screen. I'm gonna drag it right here. Now as you can see, once I drag it, Android Studio will show this window for you, because when you want to add image view, at least you will add an image, of course, okay, but you want to add a placeholder, okay, for this image, and this one will show up. Go inside your drawable tab and here select your project, and this project tab will show you all the images that you have inside your project. Now by default Android Studio will insert some images, okay, for you, and you can click anyone and select okay. Of course I'm going to show you how to add an image to your project, but not now, okay. So as you can see, Android Studio will add this image view for us, okay, and of course you can click on it and drag it and drop it for the position that you want. I'm gonna leave it in the center, okay. Now as you can see, we have an image inside our application, okay. This is really great job, okay. Now of course we can do the same thing. For example, I'm gonna type the text. Here we have the text view. Now with essentially the text view component, it's responsible for viewing a text inside your application. Simple as that. I'm gonna drag it the same way here, okay, and as you can see it's really small, so I'm gonna zoom in. As you can see, we have the text view property, or the text view that we have been added here, okay. Of course I'm gonna show you how to change the text, to change the size, so color, so on and so forth. Now last but not least, I'm gonna add a button, okay. Type button, drag it and drop it right here, or you can drag it here as well. As you can see, it's been added. Drag it and drop it wherever you want. So as you can see guys, here we have added the basics of views inside our application, inside our layout. Now the whole white board, we call it the layout, okay. Now as you can see, it's really simple. Now I'm gonna take really quick review, okay. So if you watch the diagram lesson, now as I said, we have a views that put together to create layout, okay, one layout, and we can have as much as we want from these layouts, okay, and all the layouts put together to create an activity, okay. Of course with the file that control them, the Kotlin file that control them, okay. So each layout from these, okay, that hold a lot of views has a Kotlin file, and together we make an activity, okay, which is a single screen, and all activities together create an application, okay. This is really important stuff. Now guys, you may be wondering, what the hell is this? How we can change these stuff? For example, the image, the text size, the text color, the button, the background, everything. Now here this window will comes up. This is the properties window, okay. This is really important, okay. Now you may be asking yourself, what's the difference between, or why we should use the properties, okay. So we use the properties to customize the views, Okay, for example, yeah, of course this Android Studio will add this image for you, but do you want it like this? Of course not. Okay, so that's why Android Studio provide this window which hold a lot of properties that related to certain view, in this case this image, and it will give you the ability to customize it as you want. For example, changing the width, changing the height, changing the color size, the text color, and the text itself, the button, background, so on and so forth. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you a simple image that you will make the idea more clear for you. So guys, as you can see, we have this diagram that is really descriptive. I designed it for you guys to make sure that you get the idea. For example, we have this layout that without the properties that contain some images and text and buttons, so on and so forth, but actually with no properties. Okay, we have this button, we have this text view, so on and so forth. We have the same layout here, but with some, of course, some difference. For example, we have the image, we have these buttons with different background, with the background color, text size, background image, so on and so forth. So hope guys this diagram give you an understanding what the properties do for us. It's really powerful. And going back to Android Studio, okay, we have this application. Okay, so we have this properties window. Now guys, a lot of stuff that we are going to do, for example, the properties are a lot. Okay, for example, we have for the image view, let's say we have 100 of properties. Okay, for the text view, let's say we have 200, for example. Now of course I'm not going to explain all these in details because the course will be, let's say, 100 hours or more than this. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain the most important ones, okay, for you, and you are going to use a lot of these with any application. Now guys, by now you should have the understand, or you should have the knowledge of the Android Studio interface. For example, what these windows are, okay, what these buttons, how to add a view, where we add them, how to control them, so on and so forth. Now guys, that was our introduction. Now at this point we have finished the introduction to Android Studio, and from the next video we are going to create real world application that will be proud of you. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to continue on in the next video.